Hello and welcome to all you lords and ladies of fate. You have once again found yourself in the self-proclaimed only Twitch TTRPG stream that allows you, the viewer, to significantly impact the stories being told on your screens. In order to do so, you must spend fate chips. These are our loyalty points that you earn just by watching, following, hosting, subscribing, or even for engaging with us in the chat. Use those fate chips to heal your favorite players, summon in a custom item, or make our players say silly things. You can even force the adventures into random encounters. Tonight, we are playing Rifts by Palladium Books, a very strange game of post-apocalyptica mixed with magic and dragons. Tonight, we are joined by Chance playing Felix the Totem Warrior, Bill playing Demetrius the Voyager, April playing Sophia the Mind Melder, Dave playing the Dragon Hatchling Kier, Michael playing the Remy the Super Soldier from WeaponX, and myself, Julian, the Game Master for tonight. Welcome back to Season 2 of Hitchhiker's Guide to the Megaverse. Now, last time we left, a strange surge of psionic energies came across a lot of people around the world. Amongst these are our players. It so happened that after a while, Laszlo found out that this surge had been happening everywhere. The entire North American continent, at least, and everywhere else they had some sort of contact, had been hit by these visions of 7 threats coming towards Earth, one after the other. No one could really agree on what the threats really were, except for the first one. Well, more the form of it, a devouring swarm of something. Many theories have arisen about what this swarm may have been formed by. Some mention the Siddigics, the bug people of the north.
That's where I went.
That are indeed a swarm, and some might say are very devouring, especially Felix after his small journey that we'll get right back to. Some talk of strange rumors of robots in the east, but nobody really pays attention to that. And others mention that, well, devouring and swarm does kind of fit the bill of the vampires south. A month has passed since this search took place, what has become known as the Great Prophecy. And our heroes have done their own thing, so to speak. Felix traveled a bit, went into the Siddigics territory for reasons unknown to anyone else but Felix, and did many heroic actions, and almost died, were it not for one of his new friends, a side stalker called Caliban, who saved his ass. She looks like this. I just need to get a proper picture, sorry. Here you go.
Ah, yeah. We live, we die, we live again.
And after you hunted a bit with Caliban, you returned to Laszlo as the spirit seemed to be calling you there. And Caliban thought she might want to join you for the trip at least. And you are, at this moment, riding your horse as she is riding her Fury Beetle. And she's asking you, so why Laszlo? You don't really seem the type.
That's where the spirits told me to go. There was things that needed done, and so I did them.
You always listen to the spirits?
I mean, they're the ones that give me my power.
Oh, guess I listen to my instincts. Guess that's the same thing.
Did you say Caliban was riding a beetle?
A Fury Beetle? Yes.
So would you call that a buggy?
Yeah.
Stop giving away the joke lines for free. Make them earn their fate chips and spend them.
Well, I guess it's as good as any place, but you think they'll mind anyone like me? I mean, I do eat people.
I mean, as long as you don't eat
what?
people there that don't deserve it.
Yeah, I guess so. Fair enough. You had that weird vision too, right? You told me you were a side.
Yeah, it knocked me over. It wasn't very pleasant.
You think the city kicks might be?
That's part of why I came up here, just to see. It was the closest of the threats that I could find.
Yeah, might be right. We fade out from journey back to Laszlo. And instead find ourselves wandering the magic shops of Laszlo with Kier, the very curious young hatchling who has been thoroughly enjoying all the knowledge and all the very happy people that's willing to give him knowledge. Some would say he's been a bit naive with telling everybody what he knows, but he's met a lot of new people that's friends with him, apparently. This kind of, well, didn't stop, but slowed down significantly when Kier was contacted by another dragon. In human guise, but still an adult.
Yeah,
dragon.
I've tried to, unless they approach me, I kind of stay away from the adult dragons because dragons don't really get along.
No, not usually. This one does go to you. He presents himself as Chijif Chakati.
I bow and say, I'm honored to meet you, sir. Or is it female, male or female?
Male, it seems his human form looks like this. In 120.
We still just have Furiosa up on there. Oh, no, I see. No, yeah, down there. With the armor and the slung rifle?
Yes.
Okay.
And he joins you in your shopping trip whilst teaching you what it means to be a dragon and not be so open with everything, especially your wallet. But you have probably been spending money quite a bit because you don't really know what it's worth. And
yeah,
he explains that as long-lived creatures, you probably should hoard some of this.
Well, I have still a good chunk of money. I only bought some spells and some new clothes that will shapeshift with me. And this piggy bank.
I love that piggy bank.
Crispy bacon.
Yes. So
Hello.
Can I put my credits inside crispy bacon?
Well, the credit card is not big enough for the coin hole, unfortunately. Otherwise, you probably could.
Okay.
But nonetheless, Jiviel teaches you how it is to be a dragon, a noble dragon. You can decide for yourself if you want to follow what he tells you or not. Basically, everybody is beneath you kind of thing. However, he does seem quite full of himself.
Mm-hmm.
So, take that how you will.
Yeah.
And that leaves us on to a very busy bee. Remy has used this month very thoroughly. His first goal was to establish some sort of radio
shack. What I wanted to do was go to the Council of Knowledge and Defense and explain my expertise with radio and satellite technology. I wanted to show them how properly grounding your systems protects for property damage, fires, surges, etc. And I want them to know that whatever antenna that is being used throughout the cities are probably not properly installed and grounded. So what I wanted to do was offer my services for the city I will hire a couple of people. They will give me a base of operation, and I would use that space and my 2 apprentices and journeymen to go around all the places that are using CB citizen band radios and installing and properly grounding their systems, free of charge to them, but the city's paying me through stipends.
However, as I remember, you only have Radio Basic, right?
I do have Radio Basic and electronics and
Yeah, but they're all basic skills. You don't have any engineer skills,
yeah,
right?
not in engineering.
No. Then what they do offer you instead is an apprenticeship with the local DJ. Because you don't actually have the abilities to do what you're asking. A lot of other people in Laszlo do, but what you find out is that their radio business is mainly either educational or magic based.
Right, that was another phase. Entertainment. I wanted to.
Entertainment, however, like you also wrote me, does start very well with Bow Wow Bricky. Bow Wow Bricky is a dog boy who's born outside the coalition and is an interview DJ on one of the stations in Laszlo. He looks like this.
Wiggy?
Bricky. Bow Wow Bricky. Now, Bow Wow Bricky really likes the idea of the whole talent thing. He kind of wonders a bit about genetic people coming along with the talent thing. He finds that kind of boring.
We're about to have a whole new class
But your
of
whole
fans.
description about people on stage doing weird stuff, he's on board.
So he likes the Laszlo Got Talent idea.
Yes.
Okay, so then I pitch him the idea of bringing people in, the city and judge for themselves. It'll be an audience, participation type thing, and people with rare talents and abilities can compete to the most unique for a prize.
He promises to help you set that up, because, well, it's not anything anyone has heard of before, and it's new on his station. He doesn't really know how it'll be received or if anybody's gonna show, because nobody really knows what it is, but he'll do his best to spread the word through his channel.
I also have song-based background and music background. I could also, do cover songs or write songs and pass them off to people as a ghostwriter. But before I was doing any of that, I just wanted to backtrack real quick and check a couple of things. When we were doing the upgrades to Lenny for his armor plating, did Cindy have any regenerative armor plates? No.
No, not at all. That does
not even like a skin or anything like that. Okay.
No.
I wanted to also check back with the magic place where I got the ring of detection of evil. And
all that has been done.
But if I could go back within the month time that I've been away, I wanted to get another ring of flight. A ring of flight.
Of what?
Yes.
A flight? That'll cost you
How much?
A lot. Just a minute. Game Master's Guide. We're up in the probably 50,000 or something like that.
But I brought one ring off of him already, so.
Yeah, but that was a first level spell. Flight is not a first level spell.
But would I be able to get a bargain deal for the 2-for-1 kind of, not 2-for-1, but
It will be cheap if you get it at 30,000.
Okay.
I'd say. Flight is a pretty high level spell in Rifts. Book of Magic. See, Techno Wizards. Wizard item. Here we go. 2. That would be. Okay. That's 500.
500. All right, I don't have that much. So, all right, then I'll have to cancel that.
But you use the rest of the month to get your talent show on the road, as much as you can. It takes a while. And then we move on to our Atlanteans, who has been called home to report to Helena, the mighty undead slayer. Demetrius, you know her. Sophia, you've met her once. But apparently she seems to have taken over your duties as well. She looks like this. Now, I want to know how honest you've been with Helena, especially about the ending of your journey, concerning the Sunage and the recordings and stuff like that. You can't hear you.
Mm-hmm.
I think you're on mute.
There we go.
Sign language. Do the Vogue.
Technology, it's the greatest. We love to love it.
Well, she yells at you a lot. Okay. Do you hide anything? Yes or no? No. Good. Then she's very worried about you being talked to by a Sunage, and wants you to investigate further. She also informs you, Demetrius especially, that she's lost contact with Rain. You do remember the other young Atlantean you arrived on Earth with? She seemed to have been traveling south with another undead slayer, one called Gabrielle that you also met. But they have not had word from them since they left, and Helena is getting a little bit worried and wants you to, if possible, ask around. Well, you had all had plenty to do this time.
Wonder why your audio went out, because it was working a few minutes ago. Try turning it off and back on again.
Yeah.
Hello, IT.
Are you sure it's plugged in?
Introduce it along while we... Well, I will just wait. Maybe when they come back from turning it on and off. Never know. Oh, by the way, while we wait, everybody, tonight's episode is called Much Wailing and Gnashing of Teeth.
Testing.
What about the rending of garments? I think we can
And
hear
I
you.
can hear... And I can hear...
Hey!
Excellent. Do you have anything to add to Helena, your superior undead slayer?
No, we just we tell the story like it is, and then I spend the time in I think it's Alexandria that we go to. I'm going to get my tattoos as I ranked up, and then also hopefully I go shopping and find those stones that I was looking for, the camping and all those crystals that we.
You can just pay market price from them for the book. That's no problem. As long as you have the money, of course.
Yeah, I'll figure that out later.
And did you actually, Sophia, did you level up your character? I seem to remember you lacking some psychic powers.
She lacking them. I just real quick chose them, so they're written down. We'll get them in the character as soon as possible.
Good. Excellent. Well, after a month, you all receive a letter.
Mhm.
A sealed letter with a mark of a dragon holding a scroll, which you quickly find out is Plato's own seal.
Oh, wow.
Inside, you find an invitation to attend for tea at midday the following day, as he has opportunities to discuss with you.
I'm going to go there.
Yeah, definitely showing up for that.
Who?
And I'm keeping this this invitation as a souvenir. That'll look good on a resume.
Right? Right?
It was a dragon holding a what?
A
Scroll.
And what was it? And it identifies who? Plato?
Plato, the head of the Council of Learning.
Okay.
Well, is there anything anyone wants to do to prepare for that, or do we just fast?
I wanted
I mean-
to head there anyway to their Council of Knowledge or Learning and see if I can get a database download for my computer. I want to see if I can get anything with any records they have on DBs or any new creatures, especially vampires.
They don't really have it as databases. It's mostly books.
They don't have a data log stored in like electronic.
But they have some logs, but it's mainly just logs, lists and stuff
Yeah.
like that. Actual information is in books.
So what do they have? Just the names of stuff?
Yeah, exactly. Human, Atlantean.
Oh, I see, like a
elf.
registry.
Yeah. So they don't really use that much computer technology in the unless it's magical.
Well,
Techno-wizardry is the dominating technology in Las
well, digital information, 15 people could share it at once. A book only can go to one person.
I totally agree with
They
you.
don't
but,
see that logical.
They're not that way.
They're a magic town.
Yeah, they're a magic town, not a tech town.
It seems like they don't want me here.
They want you. They just don't really care about your technology.
Well, it's kind of like ripping the soul out of me.
You should see one of my other campaigns. I have a side tech. But anyway, do you all attend?
Yes.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Mhm,
So
yep.
is everybody a magic user in town? There's just not normal people?
No, but it's actually about half, which is a lot in Rifts. And the ones that are not have been trained to use simple magical devices. So yeah, it's pretty much that. The technology I would say is about 1970 level. Without the satellites and stuff like that, of course, because that can't be done in Rifts. But otherwise, about the 70s. But yes. At noon the next day, you find yourself in front of a very big door. A very big door. One that could fit about 4 tanks. with great big engravings of dragons and heroes doing dragony heroic stuff. Although most of the heroes aren't really fighting the dragons, funnily enough, even though it's usual deeds. And as you all stand before it, you see the door opening on its own, and the light aroma of exotic tea finds your nostrils. And you look into a room that could best be described as a book depot, with some furniture every now and then hidden beneath books.
Like piles and stacks of books, or like a library on steroids?
Small pyramids of books.
Pyramids of books.
Here and there, spirals of books. As you look at the titles, the books apparently contain everything from, cookbooks, biographies of famous people that none of you know except maybe for Remy, and occult text that seem to be handwritten in some sort of liquid that looks like blood. In the middle of this room sits a man, very well dressed, if you are living in the 1800s. Black suit jacket, long flowing black hair, and stunningly blue eyes. He is sitting by a Japanese tea table across a woman that the Atlanteans most definitely recognize because they just talked to her. Her name is Helena. And you have probably all seen the picture. And I will also show you a picture of Plato in human form. I forgot to hide something. Sorry. Just a second. I'm supposed to see that yet. And here we go. This is Plato. Looks up at you, smiling.
I bow as he looks at me.
Oh, no reason for any of that. Welcome, everybody. I'm Plato. I'm so happy you could join us. You want some tea?
Absolutely.
Sure.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah.
Great.
Yes, please.
My new friend just brought it from another dimension. It's really quite fancy.
Okay. Psychic purification.
You are all poured very nice smelling tea if you're into that sort of thing, of course.
Yes, Felix is.
Does my ring detect anything?
No.
Do I detect evil?
No, actually, it hasn't. It does go off every now and then in the city because there are demonic beings.
I would attract them and make note.
But it's actually pretty rare.
I would attract them and make note. Take pictures, surveillance. I am a super spy.
Try to hide
Sorry?
that you do this?
Yeah.
Do you try to hide that you do this?
No, this is during the city. No, I just tail them. I just tail them and get, from a distance, take pictures, descriptions, and then keep on my way.
You have been stopped several times by police officers, city guards really, asking you to stop harassing them.
I don't have a camera. I have a mounted camera in my suit that digitally records.
Oh yes.
So they wouldn't know that I'm taking pictures.
Well, it doesn't seem to be the pictures as much as following people.
At like a long distance tail ends.
If you do actually try to disguise your attempt, it probably won't happen. But if you don't disguise your attempt, they will know.
How about I use my streetwise and concealment and try to keep myself hidden while that is happening?
You could just say that you try to disguise your attempt.
Fine.
That's fine.
That's what I was doing then.
Then nothing happens. It's just if you do it in the open, you will be stopped.
Well, I'm a spy. I'm trained to be covert.
Yeah, that's why I but you all get your tea and potatoes. Well, have you all been having a good time in the city? I know you're not from here, any of you, but
I haven't spent a whole lot of time in the city.
It's
more
amazing.
than usual from your occupation, I think, which I am very proud of. I hope you like it.
It's very slow in development. Yeah, I mean, when I first got here, one of the first things I did was check my radio to see if there was some forms of civilized life, and there was no transmission.
Ah, you're thinking about technology. Yes, I understand the confusion. We don't really do that here. Well, something we need, but we're more.
But what about the
magic.
people who don't use magic?
Well, they are taught how to use the things that are here. Of course. And we do have some technology. I mean, sewers and such like is very hard to do magic-wise. But it kind of works for us.
You have more than that. I mean, I found a nuclear launch site and not too far away from here. A launch site, yeah, not underground, preserved, technology, structure intact.
That's horrid. What did you do with it?
Me? I put it in my pocket. I walked off with it. It's located still where it was where we found it. But you have more technology here than you think, and there are people who can integrate and integrate with that technology and use it in ways that your magic may not be able to comprehend.
Have you informed the authorities? I mean, we have to disarm it.
It's yeah, I did inform someone.
Yeah.
Oh, good. Oh, good. So the Cyberknights know.
Know what?
That there is a
location. Yeah, that's fine. I didn't tell them the location.
They know? Good. You told the Cyberknights?
No, I told them that we found in our travels, not here in the city, out in the wilderness where we're near Mad Haddon and all that.
But why didn't you tell them the location?
Why didn't I tell them specific location? Because they didn't specifically ask me.
So they could decide. Oh, well, give it to me, and I will make sure it gets on to the proper authorities so that we.
I already told someone.
Who?
Someone who can equip and deal with it. It's a private matter. It wasn't on your property, and I sold it to somebody. That information to somebody else.
I think a nuclear device.
Well, it's not on your property. It wasn't any. We found it. If I find out, that's what I do. I'm an explorer, and I find things.
Huh. Well, I find that a bit irresponsible, but I am not your ruler, so to speak. So, however, you did do well with the rest of the group, so I would still offer you the same as I would offer the rest of them. I have an assignment, so to speak. You see, you all have probably felt the effects of the Great Prophecy. Some of you personally. It has caused quite a stir in the continent, unfortunately.
Quite.
Most of all, the...
Why?
Sorry?
Quite. That's why I went north to go check out the Zytikics.
Oh, very good, because that is one of the places we are a bit worried about. However, one of the things that is very bad for everyone is that the coalition seems to be mightily riled up about the matter.
At the very word of coalition, Felix scowls, growls even.
They do have quite a lot of psychics. So they apparently think that Tolkien is the devouring swarm, which of course problems. Anyway, we would like to find out that Tolkien is not the devouring swarm, and with any luck find out what it is and stop it. We have 3 main candidates for now, but we would like you specifically to go well west, really, and further from there south to find about the the vampire plague, so to speak. You see, you've probably heard of Erin Tarn, yes?
The explorer, right?
Yes, indeed. Any of you know? She's a very important scholar in our city, and she disappeared not far from Mexico. And the last thing she wrote was that she would look into the vampire kingdoms, which just makes us quite worried.
Who is she?
So to speak. Erin Tarn is an explorer and scholar. She makes sure that the truth is known about this world.
So, if you've heard us talk about the coalition states, you know how they're not exactly fans of people being educated, knowledgeable, or tolerant? Erin Tarn is the exemplification of all three of those. And she writes journals, books, radio messages, and other sorts of information for the common people to have, which kind of makes her enemy number one for the CS.
What does she have on vampires?
Well, she's very popular with my tribe, actually.
Does she have notes
for
on vampires?
Well, that's the problem. She disappeared near vampires, which makes us worried. We would like to know what happened to her as well. So actually, our assignment is twofold. To find out if the vampires are actually as much as a threat as the rumors say, and if they are indeed the devouring swarm. And also, in the process, to find what happened to my dear friend, Miss Tarn. I would be very upset if she had been hurt.
Do you happen to have a way to get us there rapidly?
Not the entire way, unfortunately. We can rift you to the Colorado Baronies.
Oh, that's nice. Let's see, the Colorado Baronies. That would be kind of out of game here. That would be pretty much just south of where my tribe is at the Forefathers. So
Indeed.
I've probably had some experience with the Baronies.
Here's the thing I'm concerned about is if we're going into vampire, our team is not equipped for vampires. I mean, I have a little bit of personal gear for vampires just because our people do, hate vampires, but the rest of us, and especially...
Aren't you literally an undead slayer?
Not me, no. I work with them.
Yeah.
They're co-workers of mine. But
they're friends from work.
Kind of like the interdimensional Uber.
Different
I'm
department.
the interdimensional Uber that gets them there and brings them back.
You're in logistics.
Yeah.
You're the Howling Mad Murdoch of the A-Team.
Is there some way we can get access to anti-vampire equipment?
Actually, I'm very happy you mentioned it. We do have a shipment sent in for GWIS that includes quite a lot of anti-vampire equipment that we are willing to pay for as sort of a
anti-vampire equipment. I have the spirits to protect.
Prepayment? Oh, I would still actually advise you to take some of the equipment with you, especially the silver part.
So, silver. What else do you have?
Water.
Silver and water and wood is your best bet.
Regular water?
Running water, very important, apparently.
A super soaker.
Right. But let's see. Something that can project a globe of daylight for 8 hours, 9 hours.
Oh, I know that spell.
Yeah.
Daylight affect vampires?
Can you keep it going all night long?
Yes.
Actually,
no. It doesn't hurt the vampires, apparently. I'm not an expert. I've read this myself. But it does keep them at bay. So apparently do crucifixes for some reason.
So is there any book I can get from the library that has this kind of information?
I expect some. I don't know how accurate it is, but the problem is that a lot of the things we have about vampires are myths and such. You would probably be better off talking to your
The
colleagues.
crucifix, the running water, those have been tested?
Yes,
Yes,
all
they
of the
do.
things I mentioned
I-
are something that I know.
So anyone can use a
well,
crucifix, or
to
does
some
it
extent.
have to be a priest, or does it have to be?
No, you just have to hold it up in front of you. My people have been using this for millennia to fight vampires. We ran into vampires when we first searched throughout the Megaverse for a safe home for ourselves.
Well, can it be a symbol? Could I paint
That-
a cross on my armor?
It's got to be in your hand, and or it has to be the shadow of one upon them. So, like if we could find a TW lamp with a crucifix on it, that would be most useful. But
Yeah,
we'll
I
have to
get you.
look to see.
So we can get a spotlight on we can get a spotlight on Lenny with a cross.
Correct. Yes.
Okay.
But it has.
And much like the spirits teach us, it's about the act of performing rather than an item itself.
Right.
So we'll just mount a spotlight, and then put crosses on them, and on our headlights.
Yes, you, my friend, get yourself a wooden stake of some sort. Since you tend to get up close and personal.
Okay.
I also know
Me? I'm not
the
worried.
spell Turn Dead.
Does that work?
That's dead, not undead.
Oh, well, it actually
Oh, does
works
it?
on
Okay.
vampires.
Yeah. Yeah.
Are vampires dead or undead?
Well,
It's called okay.
in
The spell
Rivers,
is called
it's kind of the
Turn
same
Dead,
thing.
but it's the same thing.
Yeah.
Well, it seems like most of you are ready for this, and Mr. Rembrandt, I'm sure that if you listen to your Atlantean colleagues, they can teach you most of the things you need. I am sorry that I can't give you up-to-date information. However, I do know that a group of vampire hunters do operate in the northern part of Mexico, and it would probably be in your interest to contact them once you get there. They are apparently called Reach Rangers.
I've heard of them, but I've never had any encounter with them, nor has my tribe.
Me neither. I don't have a tribe, but I haven't personally met the fellow. He seemed quite happy about hunting vampires for some reason, and quite good at it too. Of course, we will, of course, pay you for this, and we know this is quite a dangerous assignment. So we are willing to pay you each 200,000 credits for your travels.
And that is whether we bring Aaron Tarn back or not.
You need to confirm what happened.
Okay.
If you
Do you have something that has her scent on it that my friend can track?
Yes, we probably have something like that. Yes.
We might want to keep her scent with us.
Well, first of all, here's her book. He hands you a very thumbed-through paperback copy of what looks like a travelogue. Very cheap print. And you see on the back of the book is a very nice-looking old woman. Looks like this. And you kind of wonder about the whole her being coalition enemy number one.
She looks like she should be baking grandchildren oatmeal cookies.
And it's Angela Lansbury week. Come on.
Yeah.
Actually, Helen Mirren
Angela,
is,
by the
is
way,
Aaron
for
Tarn.
Angela.
Helen Mirren is Aaron Tarn.
Yeah.
All right, so
Is there any?
we got stakes, we got crucifix. Anything for running? Well, do they have super soakers? I mean, it's a silly idea, but why not?
Actually,
I do think that in the shipment that G-Wiz got was something Techno Wizard
can't use that,
rifles. I actually think you might be able to. Let me check. He looks at you very.
Because I wanted to use that force shield, that Techno Wizard force shield that chick had, and you told me that it was Techno Wizard.
some things have to be powered by your inner spirit. Others.
I have 15. Can I use what? You know what I'm saying? That's why I was trying to get a force shield, because I was trying to get a force shield to use my PPE to.
Force shield would take a lot.
The problem with force shields and other techno-wizard that kind of gives you continuing effects is that you have to pump PPE into them. The thing about techno-wizard weapons is that they have magazines with PPE in them. But you do need, I think it's 8 or more PPE to be able to shoot them anyway. But you can't refill them. You need somebody who has PPE channeling abilities.
The great glowing battery of PPE energy right over here. And, right.
So techno-wizard weapons
me
are
also.
actually usable to you.
I actually don't use a lot of my magic, so it kind of works out for me.
Yeah, I can use it too.
But you have to transform at the rate of 2 ISP for it. So it would cost you double to do whatever.
So do we know if conventional weapons work on vampires? Phaser fire? Do they have a nervous system? Can I use a stun gun on them?
No.
Probably not. No. Most of the things I've heard about that's not a part of what I've told you doesn't really work. It just bounces
Fire
off
doesn't
them.
work.
No. Apparently, they are knocked back by explosions. But not hurt.
Fire only works after you've staked them in the heart and they become a corpse. Then you can burn them.
Well, see, he knows more than me already. I didn't
So
know that.
let's stock up on some flash grenades.
Or incendiary grenades, even better.
Well, that's heat, right? Well, heat and light.
Yeah, incendiary.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Because let's get us a couple cases of those.
Well, is there anything else I can help you with? Otherwise, I'll set you loose on the local techno-wizard department. It seems like you have a lot of good ideas.
Yeah, do you have a credit card for them, or do we just tell them we're working for you?
Oh, yes, identification is probably a good idea. These days, you never know. Just a minute. I think I had something. Was it a card? Oh, yes. Strange thing. He takes out a credit card that has a very big layer of dust on it. Blows on it a bit. I think this is it. Hands it to you like he's not really sure what it is.
I take it and hand it to the tech guy and have him look it up, see what it says on it.
Yes, it's an identification, basically, that you can say, yes, I am one kind of thing.
So how much is on it, though?
Nothing is on it because it's a crate that he's received that you get access to.
So it's basically
We're
a
not
blank check?
Yeah, basically, yeah.
No, it's you get the crate,
but
you have to identify yourself as access to the crate.
Okay.
All right, hold on to that for us. All right. I guess we're done here.
How are we getting back once we get there? Is there going to be a portal to get us back?
Again, not from anywhere else except the Colorado Baronies, unless you find somewhere that has a rifting technology.
Okay, so say we use the Colorado Rift. Is there a way to access it, or is there someone?
That's what I.
Yes.
That's
you can do that.
The city itself.
Okay. Us
has
and the dragon.
access to
I and the dragon can also get us back out of there. But Plato, while we're here and before we leave, do you have? I know that you and your people keep very close records to what goes on with the rifts and the timing and the monthly cycles and such. Can I get a copy of that for the next year, and so that I can plan to be where we can get out of when I know where our exits are?
I see. Yes, of course. I'll get the best I can do for you because, as you know, it's rather imprecise.
Yeah.
But our best guesses within the field of clairvoyance, I will definitely get you on that.
Calendar. All right. Thank you. I appreciate that. That is going to be very helpful for us.
Good. Also, as I mentioned earlier, the Coalition does seem to be rather more on the warpath than usual, so try to steer clear of their patrols. Nothing good will come fighting them at the moment. This is, of course, not an order. It's just good advice, really. They seem to be rather.
Thank you. Yes,
When are they not
yeah,
angry?
but this is very.
More angry than
Yeah.
usual.
It's like somebody
That's my
throwing
point.
a rock at a hornet's nest.
Yes. And I do imagine with all those dog boys receiving the visions of doom at the same time, and that will make anyone paranoid, really. I imagine something along the lines of a supernatural dog whistle, but I'm not sure.
All right, then. I think we'll take our leave and go get our crate.
Excellent. Yeah, I wish you the best of luck, all of you. Happy
Yeah.
trails.
Thank you.
What's going on with that dog from last episode?
Oh, the shark puppy. Actually followed Illustra. We haven't really talked a lot about that. Illustra, unfortunately, left the group to do a little soul searching, and she left behind a letter and a lock of hair so that Remy could do his genetic experiments. And she took the shark puppy with her because the
that
shark
force
puppy
field.
followed around with her.
Alrighty.
Also, David Bowie, while we're at it, has been keeping to himself. Apparently, he says something about writing a new album or something like that. And I don't really know what an album is, except for Remy, which is very exciting news for Remy and his radio station. But you haven't seen a lot of David Bowie.
I wish him happy trails. So.
Yeah, I think I inspired David. If he weighs it more, it's probably picked up some flavor.
Got himself a new Techno Wizard cod piece. Throws out different laser colors.
Watch it now. Watch yourself.
It's like a disco ball.
I think it was going Motown.
Befuddle on everyone who's watching it. Just go.
Davey Bowie's going Motown.
Well,
Looks like
as you-
Chad is taking care of you.
As you leave the very big book depository of Plato, let's roll a dice. There's no name on that redeemable item, right, Nat?
It just says redeemable.
Then I'll roll a dice. Oh, Sophia. As you leave, your foot kind of kicks something that's not a book. Very strange in this room. Seems to be a belt. And even stranger for this room, seems to be somewhat high-tech.
What is this? Oh, what do you have there?
I don't know.
It's a belt?
It's
What kind of a belt?
it seems like a belt made of some sort of rubbery material. With a buckle that's a lightning bolt.
Oh, pretty. Can I do an object read?
Yes, you can. Roll me a percentile dice.
Oh, yeah, I guess I could. Maybe I'll just turn around and ask Plato, because,
Yeah, computer's not playing well with others.
oh,
You can do that.
You're so pretty.
So you ask Plato instead?
Yeah, go ahead and ask that. What's this?
thank you.
Yes, somebody It's not mine. I think somebody forgot it. Maybe it was that mercenary who just came by. Well, he probably won't miss it. You can have it if you want to.
Awesome. Thanks.
What's it do?
Yeah.
What it do? G?
You have telemechanics,
Oh yeah,
don't
that's
you?
right. Yeah, telemechanics. Read it.
Oh. Okay. I use my.
You can if you use telemechanics, you now know that this is a one-use force field. Well, it was a further use force field of some weird alien technology, but now there's only one charge left in it.
Oh, okay, cool.
Does he know what this ring is? And I show him the pixie ring.
Oh, yes, Simon did tell me about that one. Well, I'll tell you the same that he told you. I can tell you what it does. But then it will be tough to use it.
And the mystery goes on.
Season 3.
If you want to know, I
You'll get
will
your
tell
answer soon enough.
I thought I was in tune to it. Shouldn't I know
Yeah.
if I'm in tune?
Hmm?
Then what does it do? So I look at it. What do you do?
It, funnily enough, does not answer you, and Plato once more says, well, if you want to know, I can tell you.
Through the whole month of me wearing it, trying different things, I never uncovered.
No.
That's how
no,
pixie
no.
magic works, buddy. It only works when you need it or doesn't work. Pixies, what are you gonna do?
What is this retail value? What is this market value?
I wouldn't know. It would kind of depend on who you're selling it to.
It's one of
quite
a kind.
lot.
It's
Probably quite a lot.
it's rare. It's unique. It's how much? Let's say 500,000 maybe.
To the proper buyer, yes. But to the proper buyer only. Otherwise, I would say about 50, 70,000 maybe.
I turned to Remy. I said, "Keep it. Trust me. Pixies never do anything." Well, I can't say that, but they tend to be. I don't know, but they tend to be very overly giving when they love you, and very pixie-ish when they don't. So just keep it. You never know when you're going to need it, no matter what it does.
You seem to be very obsessed with selling things for credits.
I've gotten things lost on my items list that way before. They just never turn up ever again because you forget about it. So I'm just trying to get an idea.
Maybe it'll be a plot line later. Out of game, I said that.
Well,
Okay, so all right.
you go on out of the big office, and once more, one of your feet notices something that is definitely not supposed to be in the hallway. Remy, this time, almost hears a crunch, but he sees what he's stepping on before he steps on it. It's a credit card.
Oh, so they dropped that.
Cool.
Just lying around, probably from the same mercenary.
All right, I pick it up. Is there any way to check it?
Oh, yeah, you could easily check it. There's 1,000 credits on it.
1,000?
Yeah.
Okay,
You,
cool.
buddy.
Thanks.
Both of these very random items, by the way, has been redeemed from Nat Jester, our very own friend and producer, blonde-haired guest star every now and then. And we also have an XP redeem for Kier.
Wait, how much do I get?
How much did we agree on? Was it 250? You know this, Chance.
Okay.
You've
Yeah,
done it a couple of
250.
times.
Almost. So close.
The spirit of a blonde-haired, very good singer apparently wants to make you happy. While you
I only need
add
another
these
200 to the next
sheets,
level.
While you add all these to the sheets, I think this will be a good time to take a small break. And then we will turn to opening the crate of anti-vampire stuff.
That's like Christmas in July for me.
So 5 minutes and we'll be right back. Welcome back, everybody. Well, it seems like our heroes are going directly for the loot, which I can't really blame them for. Always fun with a bit of loot. You head towards Gee Whiz, which some of you have been in before. Seems like a very strange shop of all sorts of weird electronic gadgets that should be able to work, but does anyway because crystals. Also robots that have nothing to do with crystals. You enter and once more see the red-bearded man and his ferret finishing up, apparently doing something to the brain of a small robot chihuahua. Hello there again. I've seen you before, haven't I? He looks at most of you.
Ah, hello again.
Hello.
What can I do for you? Oh, the dog works. Great.
Did the dog hear the horn from my end? And he's Incredible. Incredible. See, that's technology at best.
Yeah, I approve of that. Oh.
So I say we're here for the goods. He's got a crate.
Oh, you're with the council. Do you have the
Yes, I do. I show him the card.
Excellent. Wait. Let's see. Yeah, well, that checks out. Well, give me a minute. Opens a few drawers and takes out quite a big crate, about 2 meters long, about 1 meter across. Almost coffin-shaped, which is kind of creepy, taken into consideration what you're doing. But he does open it, and no body is in it. Instead, there's a lot of what? Well, Remy, you see it as super soakers. And other water pistols, really. Some of them look like hockey balls. Well, not balls, but pucks, sorry. And other assorted normal sporting gear.
So can I ask him, does he know what this stuff is and how it's used? And
Well, yes, some of it. Well, let's have a look. Some of it is straight out of Osno, so that's prototypes. I wouldn't know, but I'm sure you lovely people know that. Well, the pucks over here, there's 5 of them, by the way, are sunburst grenades. Very good at making vampires very, very angry and hurt a lot.
what's their blast radius?
Just a minute.
The globe of daylight flares.
Yep.
Explodes 200 feet in the air to release a magic globe of daylight. And hover stationary about 20 feet above the ground. And globe of daylight is...
It illuminates 60 feet.
Yeah.
Okay.
So 5 of those. Then there are what kind of looks like shotgun super soakers. 2 of those that he takes up. And these, well, you point them, you pull the trigger, it blasts water. Pretty easy to use.
How
point
far?
and shoot. Let's see, they have a range of 200 feet.
So these are the sawed-off shotgun.
Yep. 2 of those.
Uh-huh.
There are 5 metal water pistols. I can see that Dave has the proper book opened, so you can just write it down from there. But again, point and click. And something that kind of looks like a flamethrower when put together with a backpack of canisters.
I thought you said fire doesn't affect them.
It doesn't. It's a water. It just looks like a flamethrower. It's a water cannon. If you're looking at the page. By the way, those of you who have the book, the Vampire Source book, on page 75 it's in, and I think it's in the Book of Magic as well.
Heck with that, I've got the OG Vampire Kingdoms book open.
Oh, you got the World Book 1 thing, yeah.
What's
Isn't
the
that
range?
The
just-
original, even not the revised.
I have the
Oh, no,
revised
they
one.
split it
Yeah.
up.
What's the range on the pistols and the cannon?
The pistols have a range of 200 feet, and the cannon has a range of 300 feet.
Now we also talked about fitting Lenny with some beam lights and like a spotlight on top and stuff.
You could probably get Cindy to put on a spotlight. That wouldn't be need magic, and painting on a crucifix, if that's what you want, should be.
Yeah, that swivels.
Regular globe of
Yeah,
daylight,
exactly. That's just buying a very big projector. That should be
regular
possible.
globe of
But-
daylight spotlight.
Sorry? I didn't hear.
The globe of day.
That's before the TW section, Vampire book. It'd be okay, cross spotlight.
Yeah, I was just trying to find the cross spotlight too.
Yep. Large vehicle size spotlight costs 75 credits and deals 46 hit points to vampires.
The spotlight does what?
75 credits.
It's just
That
a
can't be
giant
right.
flashlight.
It's just it's just a spotlight with a cross on it. It's not Techno Wizard at all.
Yeah.
No, but a spotlight should be more than 75 credits. I mean,
Well, that's for the large vehicle size. Huge aircraft size is 2,000, which does 1d4 times 10 hit points, and vampire has to save versus horror factor 18.
Yeah.
Ouch, that's nice.
That's what
I
That's
think
like
I'm
on,
gonna
like, a
rule it as 750.
Wait, what was it? What's the rule?
750 credits, not 75 credits. It is rather a big.
Well,
piece of
someone-
technology.
well,
it won't cost. the
Someone
same
gave me
amount.
in the chat. Alessio gave me $1,000, so I have 750.
Oh yes, you do probably have the money, but I just think at 75 credits seemed a bit low.
Not for the
For a big
And how much
Okay.
damage? And range?
46 hit points. No list for range. Yeah, I mean the flashlight is.
Well, what's the
15 credits.
radius?
It does-
Does it? How much is it? No radius?
Nope. No radius.
And it does 46.
46, yeah.
I like the other one.
Yeah.
I have
the
$1,000.
flashlight is.
I can put $1,000 in, and we can get an industrial. We're going against vampires, right?
Yeah.
Let's get the nice one.
Let's trick this baby out.
You know. All right, so let's go.
Sure.
What can I have the stats on that one?
1d4 times 10 hit points. Vampire must roll save versus horror factor 18. Cost 2,000 credits.
How about if
Why is this not in the freaking remake?
I want to put silver.
It's in the vampire.
Does it have a
Sword,
range
that's
or
the
radius?
of the vampire-
Not in Vampire Kingdoms?
It's in the
No,
original
it's in the
Vampire
source book.
Kingdom
They
book.
split it up
Well,
into
then
two.
I'm assuming 120 feet, right? That's the you can see like 100, more like 120 feet. I'm assuming that's what we're.
Yeah.
So anything within 120 feet of that spotlight is gonna give someone 1d4 times 10 mega damage.
No, hit
Well,
points,
as long
not-
as they're
hit
in the
points, not
spotlight.
mega damage.
Hit points.
Yeah.
So SDC.
Yeah, all the anti-vampire stuff goes directly to their hit points.
Okay. All right.
Yeah. Vampires don't have NBC. They're immune to everything except certain things. That's why they only have hit points.
Right.
Okay, gotcha. All right. Well, that's gonna be effective if.
Yeah.
All right.
Didn't Plato mention something about silver?
Yeah.
Yes.
And incendiary
yes,
grenades.
but then you got started with spotlights for cars and stuff like that. There are also 5 silver crosses and 5 silver knives.
We will divide those equally, I'm guessing.
You might as well.
Yeah.
The silver crosses are these hanging around.
I don't need any. You can divide those amongst yourselves.
What about handheld flashlights? I already have one actually.
Just normal flashlights? That was 15
credits, 2d6 hit points.
I have one already, but you guys.
That's a flashlight that does damage to a vampire. That can be.
Yeah,
right.
no, it's the cross spotlight.
Oh, the cross thing.
It's basically.
Okay.
I mean, he can basically
shine it on.
You can put duct tape in the shape of a cross over the flares and it'll do
all right.
damage.
And what is it? How much? And
15.
what does it do?
2d6 hit points.
2d6. But if you have a flashlight, you can just do it on your own flashlight.
Yeah, cool. Yeah, I have one. Actually, I have two.
Basically doing the.
Yeah. Okay, so I got duct tape and I affix it to there. Yeah. I'll take a dagger, and I'll take a one of those super soakers.
Yeah, take two. Chance doesn't need them.
Would I be able? Is it two-handed super soaker?
Well, it's a shotgun thing, so you can shoot it with one hand, but it's probably best
more
to
effective.
aim it
Yeah.
to use two
I'll
hands.
take a knife. I got my flashlight with the cross there. I got.
We give the dragon the heavy equipment, the cannon. He's got supernatural strength.
All right.
Yee.
And then we go see Cindy to get the projector affixed to the.
That should definitely be possible. That's a very simple.
All right, so we go take care of that.
We can get to Cindy now if you want to, and pick up Lenny as well.
Okay.
Yeah. Well, you buy a lot of the stuff at GWIS anyway, and bring it along to Cindy's car yard. And she's been working hard on trying to fix up Lenny. Some of you might have visited him every now and then. He seems to be singing in a different voice every time you visit. A bit awkward. But it seems to be looking more and more like Lenny used to, with the armor platings and the nice white collar.
Hey,
How you doing, bud?
And as you... sorry. And as you approach, you hear the voice of a very familiar singer by now, of Cindy's favorite singer, who's singing something about that he is the champion. And he really wants to tell you that he's the champion. He's taunting, apparently, that he's the champion. To his friends.
To the world.
Of the world, indeed. And as you approach, you see Cindy just going over with some paint on the side of Lenny and looking over at you and go, "Ah, there you are. I'm almost done."
Wait, one more thing. Can we get silver spinner hubcaps for Lenny?
Nice.
I reckon that can be done. It'll be expensive.
Like Mad Max style.
Yeah, like a projector, little balls that come out of the spikes.
I could do that.
And a projector.
The silver part will be expensive, though. It's a lot of silver.
Let's see. Is it worth it? What are we talking? How much are we talking?
Rule of cool.
Cool.
Rule of cool. Well, I reckon for all the hubcaps.
Yeah, and a bumper.
And a bumper. Oh, that is
cattle. Like, you don't have to make the whole thing silver, but like cattle, like the old style
silver plated,
like cattle guard on the front, except with some silver spikes on it.
That'll be about 40,000 credits, but I like the idea.
Who's with me? Everybody want to pony up?
I mean, I can go with it, but we already invested a lot into Lenny, and if we keep going and he gets crashed, we just threw away a lot of money. because that's why he's here.
Please, Lenny is a living thing.
Yeah, we're not going to leave Lenny. We don't leave our friends behind.
Lenny almost died last session.
So did I.
Responsible for that.
Yeah, you regenerate, Felix. Lenny doesn't regenerate, and we don't have like $100,000 to just pump into him every time. We gotta
think
of it practically.
For Plato, he's gonna take care of us, buddy. He's well known. He's a male. He is a adult dragon. He's got more credits than you and I could ever imagine.
If you think it's gonna work, it sounds like a good idea. Let's do it. I'll go half.
Silver is good. Yeah.
All right.
Considering where we're going and what we're probably going to end up against, it's a good idea.
Okay. And we said the projector portion was already covered with the card, or
that was 750 credits for the projector.
No, we went with the big style.
Cindy
We went with the big style. I was going to use the whole card, that 1,000.
Oh, you used the big
added
one.
1,000 here.
2,000, right?
Yeah.
1,000. Yeah.
Yeah.
And she'll install that as part of the deal with the silver part because it'll just cost about 100 credits, so that's
Okay.
part of it. So make sure you do note all these changes to Lenny, who apparently is sleeping at the moment. When you enter, you hear a snoring sound coming from the radio, which again is kind of odd, really. So you take better care of Lenny this time, right?
Absolutely.
No rhinoceroses be eating his
No,
back.
hopefully we're just mowing down masses of vampires. We're good.
Oh, it was good. That's good. Well, actually, I better tell you, there was this guy came around, asked if he could buy Lenny. I said no, because Lenny ain't for sale. And, well, he seemed a bit pissed off, so I thought you might want to know.
I have computer programming, right? I want to, and Lenny is a computer program.
You think so? Again, you haven't really checked all that much. You can go into this computer now, and if you give me a computer operation, you can just try and see what you know about.
All right, I'm gonna do that. My computer is not bad. It's not great.
Always ask Sophia. She can literally speak to machines. She is the computer whisperer.
Yeah, that is true too. But no, I want this written. Yeah, I have a 57, so let me see if I can beat a 57. Yeah. Ooh.
Yes.
Nice.
Most certainly.
All right. So I want to encrypt and lock him out. Voice operation only. He reckon. Oh. Okay.
One step at a time, Michael. You gain access to the computer, and you notice that the system is indeed something that you could use. However, you also notice that there is another user that is an admin, so to speak, which you guess is Lenny. So there is just a normal operative system that just kind of controls everything, like the heating and such like. But there's also something bigger, something that you can't really log onto. It doesn't have a specific size of megabytes. It seems very strange.
It's a different type of language.
It's an AI, probably.
Is there a way I can copy this over to a disk?
The normal OS, yes. Lenny, no, because you can't again localize the file. It seems like it's moving around
inside the code.
In the system.
All right. Well, I write code as a sub-user of admin and tell it to recognize my authority in all the other people in the group, and them and only them. Only respond to our voice commands. Only respond to our instructional commands. If we're not given those instructions, no one else should override or take over Lenny.
not sure if that worked. It goes in, you do the
I
programming
asked
thing,
Sophia
but
to help translate that message along to Lenny to let him know what I'm trying to do and what I wanted to trying to protect us all and protect him from being hijacked or hacked. So let her know what the code is and what its intention is, and let her tell Lenny to accept it as a primary code from us.
do you translate this,
You're gonna have to look. It's
Sophia?
gonna take. Isn't it like your telemechanics? It's like 80% or something.
You don't need to roll. I just want if you do
Oh.
actually say all of this to Lenny.
Yeah.
Yep. Lenny's voice grumbles throughout the car. Well, you could just have told me that. Hello, Remy. What did you want me to do?
I want you to recognize our voice pattern. Recognize if you have any bio readings on us, to recognize us as your primary operator and us alone.
Your what?
Primary
What now?
operator. You only have one primary operator, but there's 5 of us. But there's only one group that's associated to primary operator. Anyone else is not an operator.
But I operate
Then
myself.
you're more than happy. Of course.
Yeah.
What we're trying to do is prevent someone taking over your system and blocking us out. If that may be the case, there's people who are inquiring about you, and you're a rare asset to us. We want to keep you.
Sure. I'm actually not really sure what you mean. I mean, nobody can tell me what to. Well, they can tell me I can't be controlled.
We love you, Lenny. We just
That's-
don't want you to go somewhere else.
That's exactly right.
But you're welcome to do the thing.
Okay. So I enter this code, and I put us as primary operator, and anyone else who tries to operate the system who's not one of us, or is not designated as a primary operator, cannot function as the unit.
Well, the program launches as you wish it. Again, you're not quite sure if it's done anything to Lenny, because you can't really read the code. But Lenny kind of wakes up. The car kind of starts. Oh, where we're going? Not east again, are
I
we?
rolled a 7, by the way, guys. That's impressive. On 100% dice, I rolled a 7.
And which is one of the reasons why you don't need to roll any programming and stuff like that. You just.
I just want the audience to know how nice that was. My score was a 57. I had to beat it. I rolled a 7. That's pretty sweet. It's a 10.
But we're not going east again, are we?
We're going west this time, Lenny.
Oh, great! I like west. Oh, no dangerous things.
Pay no mind to the silver spikes that are being added all over you.
Yeah, right.
I'm getting
We're
spikes.
bringing you out, Lenny.
Oh, that's kind of cool.
Yeah, we're upgrading you. Hope you don't mind.
Oh,
We're gonna.
well, great.
Once we get the money together, we might make you a lowrider. Low and slow, baby.
Break out the super vehicle rules from
I'm
Heroes
getting
Unlimited.
silver. We're going not east. Everything is good. Well, you just tell me when I'm gonna room.
All right, we'll let you know. We loaded
Right.
crate up.
They're stroking the steering wheel. You do good.
Good, Lenny.
Good.
Good, Lenny.
The music system begins to play Werewolf.
Pour a splash of whiskey in the gas tank. Here, one for the road.
I give a call to Aaron. See how
Lady
Aaron's
Purple.
doing.
Flame shoots out the pipes.
Actually, Remy, because you rolled so well, give me another computer operation while you're doing all of this. It's not everything yet that you've
Okay.
done have worked so
Good to
far.
have you, Devil.
Maybe you'll
Good
get
to have you.
extra.
I beat it.
We're blinging out our AI car with silver spikes.
And silver spiked
Now-
cattle guard on the front,
I
like an
I
1800s locomotive.
I did succeed my computer.
Even though that AIs is still somewhat sci-fi to you, it's not impossible. You have probably met AIs before, Remy, in your world. But there's different AIs. I mean, there's the good old computer program that evolved from something, the Skynet kinda AI. But there's also the weird ones, the vision kinda
The
AIs.
what?
The ones that kinda becomes alive and surpasses being a program. And as you communicate with Lenny, as you're trying to code this in, you kind of discover this might be it. He might have gone beyond being code, just actually living in the system, almost an electronic being
Machine.
instead of a digital being.
Number 5 is
Lenny,
alive.
do you know what this ring does?
It's pretty.
All right, just thought I'd ask.
Your mother was a
Just
microwave.
so Michael, just so you know, if you want to know, I will tell you. But it actually kind of works the same way. If you also know off game, it actually will be harder to use in game. It's kind of weird that way. But if you want to know, do tell me. It's one of my weird inventions. I admit it, and I'm sorry for making
Torture.
it. Yeah. I really didn't mean to be it like that, but it does have a purpose. Anyway, Lenny seems to be happy about going not east for some reason.
Well, I just wanted to say hi to Aaron. Was he around?
Yeah.
The shoe shine guy that we met on the desert? Aaron.
Oh, no, you haven't seen him.
He was headed to Manhattan, right?
Um,
Last we checked, he was headed to Manhattan, correct?
Yeah, and you have been, in the month that has passed, you probably have been asking a bit around after him. You haven't heard anything from him, but he was going into Mad Haven, the Fool, so
Good luck.
maybe
There's
you'll
a
see him
bunker
again.
there.
There is. Maybe he's in some sort of weird dimension.
Suited for a lab. If I just built maybe something on top of it, we never know.
But what else do you want to do before you prepare? Before you take the journey to the Colorado?
I would probably suggest to our dragon friend to head over to the Wizards College and maybe look into helpful spells that would help us against vampires.
Things like Globe of Daylight and Turn Dead.
I have that.
And desecrate the supernatural. I don't know what level that is, but I do know it's a very good spell. Life
Here's what we
blast.
really need. We need you to be able to make it rain.
Yeah.
Ooh, actually, that's actually that'd be Summon Storm. That's gonna.
Pretty high level.
Yeah, that's gonna be way beyond what I'm gonna be able to afford.
That would be very helpful.
April, you don't by any chance have hydrokinesis, do you?
We're gonna get asses handed to us. This is not gonna be.
Yeah, no hydrokinesis.
We can't do this anymore.
Felix gets a redeem XP from Good Devil Inc. Thank you very much. And apparently something went very strange when you paid for the lights on the car. You received money instead of losing money. You now have another 1,000 credits, Remy.
Well, it's just a
Also, thank you, Good Devil. And
You know what it is? I have electronic background, so I was helping her install it, and I was doing so well. She was like, "Let me just take. You're a great apprentice."
I like Good Devil.
Indeed.
He's the good devil.
he is a good devil. And Sophia, you get a
Thank you,
skill
guys.
bonus. Just say when you wanna use it. Also from Good Devil.
means when you go to roll skill. You get a bonus.
Oh, okay, cool.
Yeah.
generous audience tonight. Good to see.
Thank you, thank you, thank you.
Thank you, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
But was there anything else? Any high-level spells you wanna purchase, or do you just wanna rest up and get ready for
I'm
rifting?
looking for. Okay, I found calm storms, but I don't know what the control weather or summon storm is at.
Good old book of magic.
Yeah. I know that there's a summon storm spell that's not a elemental. It's just,
Oh, there should
yeah,
be
there's just
something.
it's just a general incantation rather than air elemental spell. Could be wrong.
You also got the African shaman who can do a ring dance.
If you find an African shaman,
That would be very interesting to watch a dragon do the rain dance, though. That'd call a
They
storm
just
and
keep
an
popping up.
earthquake at the same time.
Can you transform
that's
to
probably
a
reason there's
water
not a lot of
elemental?
vampires in Africa.
I can't.
Sorry?
You can't transform to a water elemental?
Oh.
No, yeah, I think that's a warlock only thing. The warlocks are the elemental ones.
What kind of dragon are you again?
Great Horned.
Oh, I was going to say Thunder Lizard could probably do something like that, but yeah, Great Horn can't. I don't think they can do it.
Oh, listen.
So you have Fire Breath, right?
Yeah, I've got Fire Breath, Turn Invisible, See Invisible.
We're going to give the guy who also breathes fire a giant water cannon. This is great. You can start the fire, put it out. Start the fire, put it out.
That's right.
He didn't start the fire. He was super soaking all the vampire bad guys.
There you go. Give him the top freebies.
Hold on a second.
Well, they've been so generous. I mean, let's give them a few freebies. That's fine.
Does the Council of Knowledge have the information from the Jumpstart program?
Yes.
And what was the genetic program, the genetic experiment they was doing? And
they are most definitely still researching that. It will take more than a month to uncover it.
But they have that information, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Summon and control rain. It's a level 12 spell, and cost you 200 people.
Yeah, but how much does it cost to
acquire?
Yeah.
That would, well, that's actually, see.
Water balloons.
Summon and control entity. Okay, I'm looking at Rift's Ultimate Edition. So is that in the Book of Magic? Summon and control rain.
Yep. But just look at the Rift Ultimate Edition.
Not
That
in
should
there.
be the prices of spells.
Oh yeah, it's got the prices.
It's not in the Rift's Ultimate Edition.
Oh no, but
Yeah.
it's a level 12, so should be able to.
Oh, like cost to purchase.
Yeah, cost of purchases. The spell itself is not. Yeah. I would consider that a level 3 spell is 20? No.
All right, here we go. 500,000 to 1 million credits for 10th level spells and higher. They are rarely available for sale.
Yikes.
I would say that if you have the money, you could probably buy it in Laszlo, but you don't have that kind of money, so no.
That's all right. We got a water cannon.
Yeah, well, yeah. Yep.
Well,
Good,
then,
bad. I'm the Drake with the water cannon.
then let's head to Hermes Hostel, the small bed and breakfast where you can sleep and rest up until you are rifted once more, this time in the complete opposite direction of where you went before.
Would I know how to hack these credit cards? Didn't you say their technology is like 1970?
Well, hacking is... The problem is that...
It's on the blockchain, that's the problem.
Yeah.
There's not really anything to hack. They don't really have a system as such.
It just gets loaded on and loaded off. That's, yeah.
What's doing that though? What's loading it on?
Some kind of...
Yeah, as I understand it, there is...
What was it? What did you say?
As I understand, there is a actual network keeping track of the universal credit cards. It's a computer network run by the black market and
the coalition.
Yeah, and the coalition. But it's basically blockchain technology where you can send a request, it edits it, and then it gets passed on throughout the entire system, how much there is. So it's not like a real simple, you're not hacking the individual credit card, you're actually hacking the entire network.
Well, that would be very bad for us. That would cause you... Yeah.
And you need to find a terminal that's actually hooked up to the system to do that.
Okay.
There being no internet.
Sounds like a challenge.
And you'd probably need a hell of a lot better
Or
hacking skills.
another day.
We have a techno wizard.
Well, there's a lot of
We have a
techno
side
wizards. They
operator.
probably tried to hack that system. They haven't done it yet. There's probably a reason for that.
Side plot.
But you sit at the House of Hermes, and as you drink and eat and rest up, you notice that Helena, the true Atlantean undead slayer, enters the establishment and moves to your table.
Hail, Helena. Welcome.
Demetrius, good to see you, and your friends, good evening to you all. I'm happy you took on the mission from Plato. I have some additional information that I think might be useful in your journey. I have some maps of the Colorado area and a bit of information about the comings and goings, so you know what to expect, so to speak.
I will study the maps intently.
So will Sophia and use her total recall.
Opens up some folded paper maps, and you can see in the Roll20 I have shown you a bit. You are going to CO, in case you were wondering, and you are at the eastern part of MI at the moment. Well, actually, no, it's further east than that. But the bottom one is the Colorado state, where you're being drifted to Hope, or Chaos Star on the top of the map.
Ah, okay.
Don't know why it's a Chaos Star, but I didn't do it, I swear. But Hope is the first of the baronies and the oldest. Compared to Laszlo, there's not a lot of people there, about 30, maybe 40,000, but still a thriving community. Run
Big
by
community for the West.
run by a baron that's apparently a mystic, so he's connected to the earth and nature around it. His rumor seems to be very good. The other baronies mostly follow suit in the image of them. They seem to be very welcoming and have a lot of things to offer travelers. Both Testament and Wilmington are like that. However, I've heard that charity does not live up to its name. You should probably not go there unless you really need to. It has been described as a den of villains. Apparently that's where all the bad apples and the baronies go.
Where did She turned up missing. The
Rain,
Aaron. Where did Aaron turn up missing?
Aaron went missing in Mexico.
Oh.
So did Rain, my own protege. The last missive, as far as I heard from Plato, was from just a minute. Ciudad Juarez, which is another very uncomfortable city, apparently, but apparently it's still a city of human beings that she left before heading into Mexico proper. But you are to go from Colorado down into Mexico, which would be south. But that would leave you a lot of mountain climbing, so I would probably recommend that you cross over to Arizona and do kind of a circle around. It'll save you travel time in the long. But we don't really know a lot about what's down there.
Take the Misty
Especially
Mountains.
the Grand Canyon is filled with myths and histories. Maybe your friend Felix, was it?
Yes.
People might have heard some things about the area.
Yeah, we have definitely had some encounters. Now we're quite a ways north of there. We're the forefathers, but we've definitely had some encounters from our longer range scouts. I haven't been in that direction, but I know people that have.
Good. Seems like you're in good hands then. Do take care of my proteges. We are small people, and I would like us to get larger, so to speak. So, is there anything else that I might answer? I have not been there myself, but I do have quite a lot of experience hunting vampires.
So we're going to Colorado we're Rift into Colorado, and then from there we're going through the mountains to Arizona to circle around to Mexico.
Yes, what I recommend, and it would actually make sure that you miss the mountains to go to Arizona. You can go through the mountains if you wish, but it'll probably take a shorter amount.
Well, I mean, we'll have to cross the Rockies. If we're coming from Hope, we'll have to cross over most of the Rockies to get to the Arizona side, but instead of going 500 miles of the Rockies, we're doing like 120.
Come on, we go beneath the mountains.
So you said you have a lot of experience hunting the vampires.
Yes, indeed. Quite
Any
a lot.
advice? Anything that you might suggest?
Yes, never underestimate them. The most of the things I've heard you chat about with Plato was very simple. And yes, they do work, the methods that he mentioned. But vampires are intelligent. Well, some of them are. The ones that you definitely know are vampires are wild animals, but the ones that look like human can be wily and use other people as their tool. Don't expect your enemy to be a vampire themselves. They do have quite a lot of persuasion abilities, so to speak. Never look a vampire in the eye.
Is there any markings on them or anything that would signify that they took a human form?
Well, you, dear, and my protege Demetrius would be able to recognize them while standing before them, but then it might be too late. Also, I think, Felix, you should probably also be able to notice their presence with practice.
Yeah, I can notice the presence of spirits. I can smell things. I can smell they're supernatural.
Yeah. Are they
And
evil?
They are.
Oh yes.
Sorry?
Are they evil?
Very.
They are very much evil, yes.
So my ring will detect it?
If it is made for that, can I see it?
Sure.
And I guess it, yeah, this is the detective. Yes, this will also alert you to their presence.
I
Small warning, you might get a lot of results when you get to Mexico.
Like it.
so what's the range? You're saying a small notice
The range of what? Sorry.
of the detection. Does she know?
Let's see. I can just put that up. There we go. That's 90 feet.
Once a vampire's 90 feet within you, 90 feet, you're either going to know he's there or you're already dead.
Well, 90 feet.
Gives you a little.
You'll know if
Good
somebody
reaction time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, you can at least.
It'll help. It's actually good you have
Please.
that. That will give you a good warning.
And how does it warn me? Is it going to be like a heat? Is it a light? Is it a?
Actually, you've trained with it in the month that's been there, so you know that it's kind of like this small tingle
Ah, gotcha.
in the back of your head.
I got a spidey tingle. Are you kidding me?
You kind of get a spider.
I got
yeah.
a freaking spidey tingle in season 2. All right.
Better than nothing.
Better than nothing. Couldn't get the flight, but I got a spidey tingle.
So in your
Yeah,
travels,
flight is expensive.
sorry. In your travels, do you are they hiding any places that you had that seems reoccurring, or
Which
Yes, away from sunlight. Deep within caverns, basements. Very thick curtains is sometimes an alarm bell. But it depends again on the vampire. The smarter it is, the better it is at making sure you don't notice where it's going. Remember that they are able to turn into fog, which does give them access to some quite inhospitable places.
You said fog.
And the strongest of them are actually even almost a match for some of my lesser compatriots.
What else do they transform to?
Wolves and bats.
Oh, okay.
Well, very big bats. The bats are very recognizable, to be honest, but the wolves looks like wolves.
Do they operate in sunlight?
No, well, they can underneath the ground. They aren't in trance, so to speak, but they are weak.
They travel underground?
Well, they usually live underground in some capacity, and they can operate down there in daylight as long as the daylight doesn't reach them.
It's a good thing I can see through solid matter.
Yeah.
X-ray vision.
You've actually got some very useful powers already.
Oh yes. So is there anything else I can help you with? Otherwise, I'll leave you to it and wish you luck. Good. Demetrius and Sophia, do be a dear and make sure you also look for the thing we discussed, our young friend. I am getting rather worried.
Yes.
definitely.
Well, good journey to you. I will leave you to it. She gets up and heads to one of the other rooms. You all rest up. The night moves on easily. No weird dreams have followed you from Medhaven. It's just the normal, strange nightmares of living in a post-apocalyptic world. And the day after, you pick up Lenny and all your merchandise, and everything has been attached where it should be. And you head once again to the bigger of the traveling pyramids, the one that actually allows something the size of Lenny to pass. And one more stands in the brass circle that powers up, and that familiar blue light crackles across the disc. You all feel the pull and the push. Then it's very hot, very dry, very flat. We're at the Colorado Baronies, and that is where we'll end today's session. The next session will be called Moo-Too. Eclectic Buckaroo.
Cool.
So,
Moo.
Moo. But that was it for tonight's game. Come back tomorrow, 9 p.m. to 11 Eastern, for Tomb of Annihilation. And Monday we boldly go to Bishore in our Star Trek campaign at 30. Tuesday we return for Conan. Do you want to say anything?
Huzzah!
Well, they might actually meet, maybe. The Lordling they've only been chasing since the very beginning of the campaign. Maybe.
There'll be Scott. Wednesday, the 5th edition D&D campaign, The Curse of Strahd at 8 p.m. Star Wars is on Thursday at 8:30. And then, of course, we will return Saturday with more Rifts. Thanks very much for joining us, everybody, and see you next time.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye-bye.